is not something that you just dump something on. The internet is not a big truck. The internet is a series of tubes.
What's good, everybody? It's Zonicality, and it's kind of dark in here. Hold on. Look at this. I'm standing. I'm standing. Holy. So, welcome to 3 Random Subjects. This is going to be a very, very special video, because guess what? I'm doing this with the script this time, and also the fact that I just couldn't remember all the shit in my head. But there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I'm very happy today. Today is the final day of the weekend before school starts back. It's been a lovely winter break, and I'm ready to start doing, start taking YouTube a little bit more seriously, and just getting into all that. But basically, Generation Beta. So if you didn't know, as of January 1st, 2025, everybody who was born between the year 2025 and 2039 will be classified as Generation Beta. And the previous generation, Generation Alpha, was I believe from the early 2010s to, well, now 2024, of course. And I believe the oldest right now, the oldest Generation Beta, not Beta, Alpha child is 14 years old, if I remember correctly. And that's just completely insane. Like, I'm 16, and I can't believe it's getting closer and closer to the day I will be 45. I will legit one day be the age my father is right now, and that would be completely insane. But speaking of that, Generation Beta will also be the first generation, if I remember correctly, to see the year 2100. Wait, is it 2100? No, it's they'll be the first generation to see 2100 by at least the age 75, and that in itself is just crazy. Like, I can't fathom that I won't be here to even see just 2100, or if I am, I'll be old as hell, and I would probably want to be dead anyway. And yeah, I just can't believe that we are in an entirely new generation. Like, I can't believe that I won't be able to keep up with the modern trends of my children. Like, if I do have children, because it's like, just time and the internet just progresses so fast. You can't even imagine it. It's like we're here, then 5 years we go here, and another 5 years we just pass the goddamn multiverse. Like, remember how fast AI was able to just progress in like a decade or so? It's absolutely crazy. And so the internet, memes, everything, just the whole culture of the internet would be completely different by the time I'm in my 40s. Probably in my 20s. It'll be different when I'm in my 20s. And I just can't fathom that right now. And I just can't believe I won't be able to see a new century, bro. Like, I'm gonna be stuck in the 21st century. I can't even see the 22nd, dog. Like, that absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. I can't even see the 21st century.
In your title, and you can pay this month's rent.
If you guys didn't know, Logan Paul. I don't care about Logan Paul. Logan Paul basically reflected about life or something in the newest video. I don't care enough to look into that. And also Cody Cole also responded to he responded to the allegations made against him. I can't even call it a response or not. He basically mentioned it, and that was it. He very vaguely mentioned it, and that was it. Nothing else. Look, I don't care about Logan Paul. I don't care about Cody Cole. Just I don't care. Oh boy, long one. So, Tyler Olivier, if you didn't know, is basically this YouTuber who does like street interviews. He goes across to different places in America or just across the world and just see, like, he basically wants to get like a forefront. He wants to be up there first and foremost with like all the crime and stuff. I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched the Tyler Olivia video. But anyways, him and another YouTuber called Vince Vintage are basically in a beef where Vince said that Tyler pretty much fakes a lot of his content. He made a whole bunch of Vince made a whole bunch of allegations. He basically made a whole bunch of allegations, and Tyler has responded. In his own video trying to debunk the allegations, and it's a whole bunch of stuff back and forth. I like the one part where Tyler commented rent free in the Vince's comment section. I just think that's funny, because imagine you just get into a beef and you just type rent free, like you just living rent free in a nigga's head, like how absolutely despicable. Vince of course pinned the comment. Those two are obviously in a beef. They also had spats on Twitter about it and stuff. It's a wild ride. But what did Tyler say in his response video to Vince's call out? Well, I'm too lazy to do a deep dive, so I'm gonna summarize it. I'm gonna do a lot of summarizing in this video because I'm too lazy. But basically, Tyler basically refutes points, I should say. He tries to do his best at refuting points. At one point, he says that Vince calls him out for using like the wrong news videos in like areas. Vince basically said that Tyler did not use the correct video accordance to the place he was currently interviewing and doing his videos in. That's basically what one of Vince's claims. Tyler basically said that he got him on that point. Probably a little mad about it that he had to concede that, but it is what it is. He said that it was an editing mistake, but this happens a multitude of videos, so you can only count it as so many editing mistakes before it's just not an editing mistake anymore, and it's purposefully done as just that. It's just being dishonest.
Now, Vince is right. This is a mistake, and we messed up.
Next, Tyler also responded to a point that said that Vince said that the antique store that Tyler visited, and I believe when he visited, when he went to the KKK thing, it was like one of the most racist towns in America. Basically, the store he went to wasn't actually an antique store, and then I can't speak. It wasn't actually an antique store, but instead it was a KKK memorabilia store. And Tyler tried to hide it, which was Vince's claim. Tyler basically said in his response that he didn't know it was a store. It was a memorabilia store. And also that he came across the world's most racist dude, the same dude that a YouTuber named Pooty came across. And the dude who said that that Pooty was basically less than a rock. But he came across the dude who was basically called the most racist dude. Tyler thought it was good for content. I believe he bought rocks from the antique store. He brought him over to the dude. He said it was good content. He didn't even really mean to meet the dude, if I remember correctly. He didn't even really mean to meet the dude. It was just complete chance that they actually met up.
He was out there. I knew I still had the rocks in the car. I knew about the Pooty bit with the rocks. I knew I could make him laugh if I gave him the rocks. I did. Boom! We have a video.
Because he doesn't have any contacts, phone number, or nothing. So it was just complete chance.
But no, this wasn't some premeditated genius meetup. The guy doesn't even have a phone. You can't set meetings with this guy.
Tyler also refutes a point that about the Darren Star Cups gig, car salesman gig. I don't really know what that was. I didn't even really know until I watched Pyro's video about it. I legit did not know. Basically, it was about Darren Starcup making fake GoFundMes, I believe Vince accused Darren of, and Tyler basically said no, it was it wasn't fake. It was like all consensual or something like that.
Darren told me that he's been doing citizen journalism since 2015 after his cousin Scotty was murdered by fentanyl dealers in the Bay Area,
who pulled a $7,000 GoFundMe scam a couple months earlier.
Darren told him what he wanted the money for, used the money for that purpose, and received the money from consensual adults.
But once again, Tyler did own up to the B-roll mistakes, basically saying that, yeah, this was in this section, we used the wrong footage, chopped it up to editing mistakes.
For example, here's this shot in our Oakland video about a machine gun manhunt that turned out to be from West Oakland, Pittsburgh. Now, Vince is right. This is a mistake and we messed up. This shot was from the wrong Oakland. Vince uses this example and a few others to create this argument that I, Evil Tyler, am hand placing specific shots to create a false narrative about the cities we discuss and cover in our videos.
I already said that shit before. You can only chop up something, the editing mistake, so many times before it basically becomes purposeful at that point, and it just... And then also about the Jamaican video, Vince also claimed that the tour guide that Tyler was with in Jamaica never actually left him, but Tyler actually showed unreleased footage that the tour guide did actually leave and he went off to do his own thing.
But in reality, my guide was not there, and here's 28 minutes of behind the scenes footage that show him and I separated. And here's the exact moment where him and I reconnect.
Tyler and Blake up there getting some footage and thing. As for me, it's a little bit early in the morning and me hungry.
And the guide was there the entire time. Tyler wasn't walking on his own about to get murdered. That was all just made up.
But Vince knows that no one is going to fact check this, and he tries to use it to build his case that I'm a liar.
Tyler also said that he was referring to himself, that he was wrong about saying that a restaurant that served seafood, a seafood restaurant, was basically a brothel. He didn't understand that it wasn't a brothel, and he just made an incorrect assumption.
This is a hotel?
Yeah.
The pirate ship? This is where some of the ladies get taken to go have sex in.
I do want to establish a clear difference between me just inventing a lie and throwing this restaurant under the bus with no context versus me misunderstanding a quick little back and forth between my guide and then expanding upon something I didn't fully understand. Even watching it's embarrassing because I clearly don't even know what I'm talking about. I apologize, I fucked up and it's been deleted.
And then finally about the beryllium truck, Tyler tried to chop it up to those trucks get robbed all the time, but it was more or less about Vince was getting on him about individuality, because it could make a place seem worse than it was. Because basically, to put it in simple, the William trucks in Jamaica, they get robbed a lot. I don't know what they have in them, but they get robbed a lot. And Tyler basically mistook a paint job for a poor paint job, because the beryllium truck was covered in all black, but there was like splotches of red on it. So Tyler thought that that those were gunshots, that those were bullet holes. That he thought they were bullet holes, and my lights just went off. He thought that they were bullet holes and didn't know that it was actually just a poor paint job. And Tyler tries to refute it. He's kind of coping a little bit here because he doesn't exactly refute the point fully. He just says that the trucks get robbed a lot, and yeah.
If you Google Jamaica beryllium truck, you can find countless articles of these trucks getting robbed from the local Jamaican news. And here's a clip of even my guide jokingly saying he's afraid about being around these trucks because of the reputation of them getting robbed.
This is what you're talking about. Keep on. There's bullet holes on that thing.
I am pretty still terrified about the whole thing with the bird.
People are robbing the cars. They're robbing the bank cars. That's how bad it is here. Why do you have to lie about that?
But no, he calls me a liar, says the bullet holes I mentioned on the car is actually due to a paint job. None of this exists. I've just made it all up.
Coming to bed, honey?
Yes, dear.
So, honey, if you didn't know, Honey recently got called out by Moist Critical of all people for basically being a little bit of a fraud. But if you didn't know, Honey was a browser extension that basically gave you free coupons on wherever you shopped, wherever you could shop. Honey most likely supported it. Every YouTuber at some point was shilling this. I believe it was like during 2017, 2018, during that time period where everybody, especially Mr. Beast, was getting sponsored by Honey. He could not stop making videos sponsorships about Honey. That was just how popular it was. And honestly, since everyone was getting so sponsorship by Honey, it might as well, I could have said something to Honey. Maybe they could have gave me a little bit of a sponsorship. But you know how it is, dog. I was a little too young at the time. But yeah. So how does this Honey expose work? Well, a YouTuber named Megalabs came up with a video basically explaining that Honey doesn't actually give you full coupons, if I was to say that correctly. Honey, there's a lot of financial stuff that goes into it, so I'm just trying to dumb it down for me and you. Basically, Honey take money, Honey shorts money to PayPal. Honey doesn't give you true coupons because they're not actually like the best coupons they could be. Honey takes data. Understand? Okay. We're all on that front. Alright. I know that this is called 3 random subjects. However, we're gonna need a new name soon because I want to do more than just 3. But anyways, South Korea. There's been a dictator in Korea, guys. And no, it's not Kim Jong-un. It's one in South Korea. So, South Korea recently has had a little bit of a trolling moment because its previous president, Yoon Suk Yeol, did a wee bit of trolling. So, Yoon Suk Yeol, I can't say that without laughing. Yoon Suk Yeol was a former president of South Korea. If you know, recently he enacted martial law in South Korea for around 3 hours when everybody was basically asleep at midnight, and this led to basically all of South Korea getting up late at night and basically protesting. Because if you don't know, South Korea has a little bit of a history with military dictators, and they don't exactly like them, especially with the most infamous South Korean dictator, Park Chung-hee, back in the 1960s and 70s, and that caused extreme controversy and kind of left a bad taste in South Korea's mouth with military dictatorships. So after Yoon Suk Yeol was impeached, because he actually started Yoon Suk Yeol started the martial law because he was going to be impeached. His approval ratings were very, very low, and he basically wanted to save himself from the inevitable that was impeachment. So he enacted martial law. People didn't like that. For about 3 hours, martial law was enacted throughout South Korea. Then afterwards, martial law was unenacted. He was impeached, and another reigning president named So another person named Han Duck-seul took his place in office for a few days before he was ultimately impeached and kicked out of office as well. Why? Because he basically banned 3 judges from doing their duty of overlooking Yoon's case with governmental impeachment. And then after Han Duck-seul was impeached. I can't remember these names correctly. After Han Duck-seul was impeached, well, not impeached, but kicked out of being president, basically. Another person named Choi Suk-muk. Yeah, Choi San-muk. Was put into place, and he was subsequently impeached and replaced with another person. Why was he impeached? Well, he basically vetoed a bill saying that went against that went against Yeol and his wife for basically governmental reasons. I don't know what the bill was for, but basically the bill was against Yeol and his wife. And Choi vetoed the bill, leading to his impeachment, and now he is replaced with someone else. I don't know who. And also recently, on the 3rd of January, there was a standoff at Yor's house between, I believe Korean Special Forces, maybe. Yeah, Korean Special Forces, and also the presidential forces that Yor still had within his residence. There was a standoff because there was a warrant for his arrest. Yor didn't want to be arrested, and that led to a standoff for, like, I believe a few hours before the standoff was ultimately called off, and it was unsuccessful. Now, South Korea has a huge history with corruption, and I'm not gonna get all like preachy about South Korea and its government, because honestly, I live in the USA. Our government is corrupt as hell, but hey, it is what it is. South Korea is corrupt. They have a history of it. And with that final thing, that is 3+1 random subjects. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yes, I used the ASOT intro the ASOT intro music for my intro, because I needed something to put in like the intro. I didn't want to use the intro I've been using, because it just gets stale after a minute. And if you guys want to comment what I should rename this series, because obviously we can't keep doing just three random subjects, because that's going to get boring. Why would you want 3 when you could have so many more? So please, if you have a new name for this series other that isn't 3 random subjects, because we got to change the name. If you have a name, comment it down below. I'll post up a poll if we get like 4 names, and you guys can choose between that. And also Pyrocynical, if you want me to remove the intro music, I will gladly do so. Just say so, type it down in the comments, and I will gladly remove it. Anyways, this was Zonicality. Love yourself, enjoy, and all this background, all this stuff that's gonna change. All of this is gonna change. I bought some new recording equipment. It was from Temu, so it probably won't be that good. But I got like some new wall stuff, like soundproof walls and stuff like that. Well, not soundproof walls, but like sound bouncing walls. I don't know, the stuff that Corey has in his background. Also, I got a new mic set that's gonna be coming in soon. So I'm really glad that I can just do this. And with that being said, love yourself. Remember, I'm here for you. We here for you. This is Zonicality, and I shall see you whenever the next time I post again. Peace.